This tragic story happened in Poland. Unfortunately, for the disgraceful behavior of adults, an innocent boy was killed. Mariola, 38 years old, very attractive, slim, blonde, was a teacher in one of the primary schools in the town of Czarna Białostocka in Poland. The woman had a very good reputation among the teaching staff, parents and students. She wholeheartedly committed herself to her work, educating students from grades 1 to 3. She herself was very ambitious. She improved her qualifications, learned foreign languages, and with her commitment and approach to children, she gained the trust of everyone around her. Despite her beauty, intelligence and good economic status, Mariola M was a lonely woman. Her fate changed in 1997. Then, during sports activities at school, she met a well-known and highly respected businessman, George P., a husband and father of 3 children. He was the chairman of the Parents' Council, and his 7-year-old son Peter attended the school where Mariola taught. A steamy romance broke out between the two in an instant. Mariola lost herself in this relationship. Absorbed in her work, the teacher finally found her happiness in life, her first true love. George P., like Mariola, got involved in this feeling, forgetting about his family. He devoted every free moment to his mistress, promising undying love and divorce from his wife. But he asked for patience, wanting to make life decisions at the moment when his youngest, beloved son Peter, grew up. Mariola was understanding, she did not insist, believing George's promises, she trusted him implicitly, hoping for stability and a lasting relationship. The lovers hid their passionate affair. Only the woman's mother knew about him, and she urged her to break off the relationship, cursing that the relationship would not bring anything good. Mariola didn't want to hear it, and George kept saying that he loved her. Unfortunately, in a town inhabited by about 10,000 people at the time, it was difficult to hide anything. After a while, people began to gossip, and these rumors quickly reached George's family. Mariola received deaf phone calls and threatening letters. On a daily basis, she had to contend with the sinister gaze of her neighbors. Her good reputation at work also deteriorated. The lover couldn't handle the pressure. After 4 years of romance, he announced to Mariola that he was leaving, as he explained, for the sake of the children. The woman experienced a gigantic shock. She couldn't believe that something that was supposed to last forever just ended like that. She couldn't get over the fact that the relationship she was so heavily involved in suddenly ceased to exist. She fell into a deep depression. In a matter of moments, she went from being an attractive, vibrant woman to a neglected, literal wreck of a man. She tried to take her own life twice, begging George to come back to her. The ex-lover was indifferent to her pleas. At the time, all he cared about was rebuilding his relationship with his family. The resigned woman came to the conclusion that the only reason George left her was because of his son, then 11-year-old Peter. April 25, 2001, a day that was remembered by the people living in Czarna Białostocka. On that day, Mariola M came to work in the morning, even though she didn't start her lessons until the afternoon. Earlier, she had come to the GP surgery complaining of feeling unwell. At 9:30 a.m., the teacher approached 2 students, insisting that they go to the classroom where the art classes were being held, and tell Peter P. that a nurse was waiting for him at the doctor's office. Unaware of anything, the boy, a 4th-grade student, went straight to his office. To his surprise, he did not find a nurse there, but Mariola M. A few minutes later, 2 teachers walking down the hall noticed blood flowing from under the door of the doctor's office. Their screams brought the whole school to its feet. The first to arrive was the PE teacher, who kicked down the locked door. Then Mariola M ran out of the office. Everyone was confused, so no one stopped her. It took a few seconds for the teachers to notice the gruesome sight. On the floor, in a pool of blood, was Peter. The boy was still alive, but by the time the ambulance arrived, it was too late. Classes were cancelled and frightened students and their parents gathered in front of the school. This tragedy shook everyone. No one could believe the fact that the most well-liked and respected teacher had killed a student. About 200 police officers took part in the search for Mariola M. Finally, the woman was detained on the night of April 26 to 27, 2001. The detainee first hid in the Nizinska forest, then she reached the convent in Marki near Warsaw. From there, she called her sister, telling her about how she had killed her lover's child with a bookbinding knife. She asked what to do. She considered turning herself into the police as well as committing suicide. She confided that she had received the knife as a gift from George. The emergency services called to the scene led Mariola into custody. The woman pleaded guilty. An autopsy of the minor Peter revealed that he died of bleeding. The woman, acting in a rage, stabbed him several times in the head and neck. The child had no chance of survival. The carotid artery was damaged. During the trial, the defendant claimed that she did not want to kill, but to talk. I acted out of emotions. He made me nervous, she said. The prosecutor's office in Białystok charged the woman with murder with particular cruelty for motives that deserve special condemnation. During her pre-trial detention, the defendant underwent a psychiatric examination, which showed that she was fully sane at the time of committing the murder of the minor Peter P. An innocent boy was used as a tool of revenge for the actions of an irresponsible father, husband and lover. Mariola M. was sentenced to 25 years in prison. She's still going to make a life for herself. She knows languages, she's very smart. In prison, she is reportedly trying very hard to get out on parole as soon as possible. What she did was a surprise to everyone. Nobody would have expected that from her, said one of her, now adult, students. George P. lost everything that was most valuable. Of course, no one deserves such a punishment, and the act of Mariola M. is indisputable, but George paid the highest price for his affair. Stay safe.